Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry the Chupacabra, more Grav here today. And I just discovered that I have all of the required materials to create ore armor. And we're gonna go to another planet here today, in this episode. And we don't really need all of the weird oxygen that we were getting from all of the previous stuff. Is that it? We got gloves, legs, chest, helmet. Yeah, I guess that is it. Alright. So yeah, now we've got a suit of armor made out of ore. So it's like armor-plated, and we kind of look like a Halo Spartan, but with like a crushed-in visor helmet. So yeah, let's go on a little bit of an adventure, shall we? So basically, this portal here is going to take us to a low-level planet, and we can go exploring. Low-level planets, they basically look a lot like the planet that we're on. They're just full of different stuff with different higher-level types of dungeons that I have yet to experience yet. So we're going to go to Zareen, which is a 13 to 25 planet, and hopefully there's some shenanigans that we can get into somewhere there. Okay, so we've arrived through the murder portal, and everything's looking actually pretty similar to the area that we just left. It looks like the planet Zareen is full of those stone spines that are reminiscent of the area that we moved to, but the major difference now, I'm getting the shit kicked out of me by whatever this thing is, level 26, and there's also a random locator beacon blinking off in the distance. So rather than fight our way on foot past all this crap, because we're low on health, I'm actually just gonna fly around and have a look-see. So this area, the first thing I notice is that there's a lot of, like, player garbage left around that's sitting on nothing. Apparently I can't land on this object, so I'm gonna leave that alone. But, because this is a higher level area, the random shit that's spawned by people is probably gonna be around. Just because higher level players are more likely to have been playing recently, because it takes a long time to get up to a higher rank. So this beacon leads me to a rustic cabin, and there's a gigantic geodesic dome up here. I take it that that is some variety of dungeon, or I hope it's a dungeon. I don't actually know yet. I've only barely explored some of these planets, and I haven't run into those domes before. So it looks like Jumiho uses this as his place of residence, but he put a big open doorway here, and then put a shielded door? That's a little redundant, but I will actually use this place to make sure I've maxed out my machine gun ammo before we do too much more exploring. That I did forget to do before we left. So I guess this is I'm about full up on bandolier ammo. I guess I can't really hold much more, so we won't worry about that. So let's go see what level this big, freaky geodesic dome is. I'm hoping it's not a super high level. If it is, we'll have to go down to that one near the beach. So whoever built that place is probably a higher level. I've run into such weird creations as teleporters out here in the waste, but no, this is a Science Lab 10, and it's a level 29 zone. Oh, there's a guy offering to randomly hang out on the moon. Unfortunately, we just left the moon, and I'm kinda bored on the moon. I'm hanging out on this Exo Planet, and I I'm gonna go explore a dungeon alone. Or at least alone until Ronzo gets his stuff leveled and we can do the stuff with the things again. So this is a 21 to 23 zone, so that is looking a little bit more promising. So I'm actually going to disable my jetpack and use my glider because the jetpack requires wood, and wood is required by pretty much everything. So I would prefer to not worry about that, if at all possible. Also, the same rules apply for this area as they did for the moon, and somewhere on this planet is like a return portal, so we can get back to base. So this dungeon looks to be about the level that we want. So, oh yeah, this is like a cool... It's the same similar cave that we went into in some of the first episodes. But maybe... Okay, it's got some really weird insectoid creatures in here. These are kind of like those insects that were in the set dungeon, but they're in this cave. And I don't know if there's like a thing with that. If like we're in like an insect colony, and like our characters are the ancient nemesis of like the insectoids. But that's certainly interesting. One thing that I haven't seen in a while, though, is occasionally dungeons will dead end in a giant murder pit, and you either have to build your way across said murder pit, or you have to fly across. Convenient, then, that I have a jetpack. So, doesn't look like there's too much of interest in here. Let's see if we can find a second geodesic dome. Hopefully they're not like those set towers that I found before. Oh, there's a sign here. I guess that's to help the guy find his way back out of here. But, those set towers, there's only like one of them per island. So I'm hoping there's more than one geodesic dome. Maybe we can see what one of those weird science laboratories looks like. I'm just kind of wary because I don't want to just like enter the door and then get the shit kicked out of us. Because I kind of want to check out other stuff while in there. And that would be kind of anticlimactic. Alright, so we're actually able to exit that dungeon in relatively short time. One of the other things that's kind of been getting me is, like, some of these areas take, like, 1,000 flippin' years to, load out of, or load into, and that kind of kills the whole immersion for you. But, I mean, it's an early access game. If that's... Oh, yeah, there is another geodesic dome over there, I think. But, yeah, it kind of kills the whole immersion, kind of jankles with your whole gameplay experience. But it's early access, so, I mean, I'm not expecting the world. And if that's the worst thing they've got going for them right now, then they're actually doing pretty a-okay. Yeah, this is basically like an almost identical island to the one that we're on the regular planet. Just a higher level area. So let's turn off the old jetpack and go for a nice, relaxed... Oh wait, I've been to this planet before. I didn't spawn over here before, but I went to that house down there and there were 2 corpses full of goodies, and I just shot my way in and stole them. So I don't know whose stuff that was, but it's Larry's now. And, oh, there you go. There's a weird tree over here. So if there's a tree or something that's glowing blue like that, like it's got a shield around it, that means that there's goodies inside of that particular tree. I'm not sure if that means there's a specific variety of goodie, but that tends to be what that means. So we're gonna run across one of these spines to get some altitude. This is also one of the reasons why I don't build in weird places, like up on hills and stuff, is I'm floating in the air above this spine. So some of the hitboxes of this stuff is really, really hinky. And it looks like the hitbox of that science facility is going to be one of the hinky things that we experienced today. There's one back over there, there's one here. Alright. So this is, I guess technically speaking, the game considers this an Exo Planet that we're on right now. I don't know the technical definition of what is an exoplanet, but from my understanding, an exoplanet is just like a planet with a wonky rotation around a star that, like, orbits it weird, and it's, like, misshapen oftentimes, or there's something else wrong with it. But this one's got life on it, and lots more beacons, so maybe that means there's, like, a person living here, and I'm not saying that I'm gonna ransack their house, but PvP is a thing in this game, so yeah, I'm gonna ransack their house if at all possible. But I didn't see a chest in that house up on that hill back there, so we're probably not gonna ransack that one in particular. So here's the door to this science facility. This is a 23 level zone, but even if this facility is way too high level, we're gonna go in and take a peek anyway. Oh, this isn't bad. This is like my level. Alright, that should go okay. Whoa. Dude. Dude, check this out. There is an insectoid frozen in hypersleep, and oh, it's just full of slimes and shit. Okay, this is a little hard to believe that there's just ore growing out of the side of a science facility's wall. Come on now, guys. Come on. I call shenanigans on how this place is laid out. Are these like doors? Can I open these? Storage unit. Stasis pods. Dude, this is legit. Although the random gambler dude, not doing it for me as much. So let's stab the shit out of the slime. Let's kill this gambler, too. Just for the hell of it. They don't really serve a purpose. All the NPCs in this game pretty much just sell the pet schematics, so they only kind of serve a purpose and not a very good one. So we'll just clean up all this stuff. I'm a little disappointed in the ore armor. It is not the most sexy thing that I have ever had the pleasure of wearing. In fact, that plasma armor was far sexier. But this stuff has got a better armor rating, so I'm hoping that that will carry us through for a bit. Let's see here. La-dee. Oh, alright, that guy's a tough customer. It might be tricky to kite him around in these close quarters, truth be told. So this may be hit or miss. So I'm gonna load up the old machine gun and shoot the shit out of him while he's fighting that little cute slime. Don't shoot the slime. I named the slime Jerry. And you're in a wall. So there's that. As you try to shoot me in the wiener. Why don't we not? So the standard kind of tactic that I use in this game is you just back up slowly, or you try to back up slowly, and then as they approach you and stop to hit you, you just try to get a hit in. And then you just hold your button down to try and make sure you get a good hit in. Something that you gotta be really careful of is if you get too close to them, for some reason it seems like your hitboxes get hung up on each other, and you can't move properly. We kind of saw that in the other episode where I was screwing around in that moon cave. But, you know, whatever. It's one of the things that is the most janky in this game, are like how the AIs behave, and how they move, and how they clip in and out of shit, and bug out like they're doing like it's doing right now. Don't get out of that wall. Alright, sweet. Hey, drop some blueprints for us. And we got a blueprint for an AR retribution, and a blueprint for more assault rifle ammo, which we didn't really need. That's not terrible, but man, this place is freaking sweet. I'm gonna keep exploring this place next episode, so join me then. I've been your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and more Grav action here today. I'm not certain really how far I'm gonna take this series. There's a lot of stuff in Grav. It's a very grindy game. It's not exactly the world's most exciting thing, but I think I might try to get as far as, like, vehicles. So I'll catch you then. Bye, guys.